What is going on, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and we are back, and it's Thursday, and you guys know what that means. It is the Hot 10 Comics of the Week. We're going to break them down here like we always do every Thursday. If you guys are not familiar with this video, what I do is I take the 10 hottest comics on the planet according to the Key Collector app, and I go through them one by one to let you guys know if I'm a buyer here at these prices, or if I'd be staying away, or even possibly selling if I own these books. Before we get started, guys, I want to say, if you guys have not checked out my Diamond Select Gallery review of the Venom statue, go ahead and check that video out. I will leave a link at the end of this video because you guys can enter into that contest to win that statue, guys. And of course, I'm doing the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Watch that video as well, follow the directions, and enter to win. We're going to jump right in here. At number 10 this week is a copy of Strange Tales number 126, the first appearance of Dormammu, and of course the first appearance of Clea, and that's why this book is on this list. Clea is rumored to be in Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness and is CGC 6.0, sold last week for $735, up 19% since the prior week. This book has been on and off the list over the past couple of weeks, and a lot of people are specking on Clea. We've already seen this book go up way back when Dormammu appeared in Strange Tales 1. It has since come back down. Now it seems a little bit too pricey to buy this book, so this is a thumbs down to me. I'm not spending $735 on a mid-grade to high-grade copy of this book. To me, it is just not worth it. At number 9 this week is a book we haven't talked about in a really long time. It is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 31, the first appearance of Gwen Stacy and Harry Osborn, and I'm not too sure why this book is starting to heat up. I have a feeling it's because people are starting to think we may end up seeing Spider-Gwen at some point. That's my thought on it. What do you guys let me know what you think about it as well? Put it down in the comments. Either way, a CGC 3.5 sold last week for $525, up 6% since, again, the prior week before. To me, this has really have been an undervalued key for such a long time, and I'm finally happy to see it going up in value. Again, I own 2 copies of this book. I definitely think it's worth picking up a mid-grade copy for around $500 to $600, stashing it away. Not only is it a first appearance of those 2 characters, it is also a Silver Age Amazing Spider-Man key with a great pinkish red cover. Yes, I'm 100% a buyer of this book. At number 8 this week is a copy of Batman Adventures number 12, the first appearance of Harley Quinn. To me, you had a chance to buy this book way back when, before we heard anything about this character, before any of the movies, or any of the shows, all that stuff. Because right now, a CGC 8.0 will run you a cool $725, up 10% since April. I have owned this book in the past in a 9.0 grade. I actually bought it raw from one of my LCSs, sent it into CGC, came back a 9.0, and I sold it not even a year later, and I'm happy I did. To me, although I like the character of Harley Quinn, this book is never going to appreciate as much as people think that it will. So to me, I'm not spending all that money on a very fine copy of this book. I think you got to own this book in either 9.6 or 9.8 for it to be worth your while. And to me, I'm still not spending that money. So to me, it's a thumbs down, guys. Sorry. I know there are a lot of Harley Quinn fans out there. If you're a crazy Harley Quinn fan and you want it in the collection, be my guest. Buy it, but not for a monetary value. At number 7 this week is a copy of Doctor Strange number 169, the first Doctor Strange in his own solo title. This book was on the list last week. Again, one of my favorite covers from the Silver Age, better than Strange Tales 110, and a CGC 5.5 will run you about $540, up 20% since December. This book has been all over the list for the past couple of weeks. It's one of my top picks that I think is still undervalued. Yes, I'm 100% a buyer, but I want to own this book anywhere probably from the 6.0 and higher, guys. I don't really want to stay under that. It is such a beautiful color. The colors on this book pop. I want to get it in a little bit of a higher grade if I can, but yes, I am a buyer. At number 6 this week is a copy of Super Mario Bros. number 1. Not too sure why this book appeared on this list this week. Either way, it's the first limited series for, of course, the Nintendo franchise. Unbelievable, guys. A CGC 7.5 recently sold last week for $195, up 30% since June. I cannot tell you why all of a sudden that this book is on this list. I know that the Blip book with the first appearance of the Super Mario Brothers, that's probably worth it in comics to me. I am not buying this book. I'm not spending 20 bucks on this book. Forget 195 or 175 bucks. It's insane. I don't care how rare it is or not. To me, it's a thumbs down always, guys. Do not waste your money. At number 5 this week is a book we haven't seen on this list in quite some time. Is it a copy of Iron Man number 55, the first appearance of Thanos, Drax, and of course, Eros, which has later become Star Fox. Again, this book really got hot, of course, when they said Thanos was going to show up in the next Avengers movie. He eventually did. Kind of cooled back off after that, picked up some steam when we heard about Eros in the Eternals. Now a CGC 5.0, recently sold last week for 751 bucks, up 7% since May. Let me start off by saying, yes, I do want to own this book, right? It's a really great first appearance of Thanos. Definitely want to have it in the collection, but I'm not spending 750 bucks on a 5.0 copy of this book. To me, it's just not worth it at this point for monetary value. Again, it's a book that's collectible, a book I want. To me, I think that for money-wise, it's a better off putting that money towards something else right now, investment-wise. If it starts to come down again, absolutely, I want to add it back to the collection. But for right now, I'm staying away. At number 4 this week is a copy of Miracle Man number 1. Again, another book I have no idea all of a sudden out of nowhere is on this list. If you guys aren't familiar with Miracle Man number 1, it is a reintroduction of Marvel Man, the 1950s British superhero, believe it or not. And a CGC 9.6 sold last week for 295 bucks, up 109% since 2019. Now, it's almost 3 years, so it's gone up a lot, which is great. I am not too familiar with this book to tell you guys yes or no on this book, so I'm going to abstain and say it's up to you. Do your research. If you think it's worth buying this book, add it. If it's not, stay away, and I'll leave it at that. At number 3 is another great Silver Age key, Tales to Astonish number 27, the first appearance of Hank Pym, who later goes on, obviously we know, to become Ant-Man, Giant Man, Yellow Jacket, and so on and so forth. Big major key that nobody really talks about. Not the greatest of covers, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but either way, a CGC 5.0 sold this week for 5,700 bucks, up 13% since April. I will say this, guys, I think some of these early Tales to Astonish books are kind of a little under the radar, not talked about a lot, and the covers aren't really that great. I think a lot of them come in low grade, really hard to find. So to me, to spend almost $6 grand on a copy of this book, it may be worth it. For me, I'm just not interested at this point. Like I said, it is a big Silver Age key, and if you guys want to own it, I'm not going to stop it. For me, I just don't want to throw on that kind of money just for the first appearance of Hank Pym. I don't know if we're ever going to see him outside of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, Part 3, Quantumania. Regardless, it's a cool book to have. I'm not saying you shouldn't own it, because you definitely should. But for monetary value, guys, I'm staying away. At number 2 this week is a book I am shocked it is not number 1. It is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 210, the first appearance of Madame Web. And if you have been living under a rock this week, Sony just announced they cast their own Madame Web, or Madam Web as some people call her. Dakota Johnson is set to star as her in her own film at some point. They're still in the process of writing the script, so on and so forth. But this book is absolutely on fire. A CGC 9.2 sold last week for 275 bucks, up 22% since August. Bro, guys out there, that is crazy. Literally, go back about a month ago, I walked into my LCS, they had a nice high-grade copy sitting on the shelf, and I picked it up for 75 bucks. I think 275 bucks is a little bit too much to spend for this book, but I think you can have it for cheap if you can find one. Yes, I want to own this book just for that movie, just for this character. You saw how people fell in love with the 3 Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home. We may see something like that again in the future. So to me, I want to own this book for that, and because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I collect all Amazing Spider-Man books, so I want to own it. But I'm not shelling out almost 300 bucks for a copy. See if you can find a nice high-grade copy for what I did a month ago. 100, 125 bucks. That's really what I want to spend. If it's super high grade, maybe 150. That's it. Don't go higher, guys. I don't think this book is going to take off. It's just a nice key to have and a nice key to spec on for the future. So yes, I'm a buyer, but at a reasonable price. And at the top spot this week, guys, is a book that I'm going to give a thumbs down right off the bat. It is a copy of Star Wars Darth Maul #2, the first appearance of Cad Bane, which is a bounty hunter. Again, you guys know I'm not a fan of these Star Wars modern keys. I know a lot of people out there are, so to each his own. Regardless, a CGC 9.8 sold last week for $875, up 59% since August. To me, that is insane. I'm not spending $875, close to $1,000 on a modern Star Wars key. It's just not worth it. For you Star Wars guys out there, maybe it's worth it to you. For me, it's not. Like I said, to each his own. If you want to own it, go for it. For me, I'm staying away. With that said, guys, that is the Hot 10 Comics of the Week breakdown. I always do this video and release it on Thursday, so I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with whether I'm buying or selling on these individual issues, and of course, if you own any of the books, what you're doing with them. But least of all, or most likely I should say, if you are not a current subscriber of the channel, guys, go ahead and click the subscribe button, because not only does it help my channel out, but I'm giving away some awesome stuff starting at the end of this month. Make sure you're watching those videos and following the directions to be involved. With that said, this is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.